What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Cody G. Welcome to the Dig Deeper Network. So I saw a story where someone says some pretty wild stuff. This guy claims to have held the door shut during this Orlando massacre. What I wanted to do was follow along with you with this video, point out the facts, and try to connect the dots, I guess. So check this out. Unreal, because this guy admits to some things that are particularly interesting about this case. Check it out.
I just remember hearing the 4 shots, hearing the 5th and 6th, realizing, okay, I think something's going on, ducking down, grabbing my best friend, we ducked down, and at that point, we had to slide. There was a break in the shots, about 10 seconds.
So he describes the entrance of Omar Mateen. He says he heard the 4th, the 5th, the 6th shot. Everybody at that point hits the floor, whether for safety or they're literally just getting mowed down. After 10 to 20 rounds were discharged, he stops to reload. So at this point, I'm thinking, was he using the pistol or the AR-15 as claimed in the news?
After a good 10 to 20 rounds at that point, and we had a moment where we looked at the exit door, a side exit door for employees, and we just booked.
So here's this guy, he's chilling. Him and his best friend look at each other, I guess. Notices a side exit after the first clip has been unloaded.
Yeah, we had first pushed our way through the door, and it was a small alleyway in regards of a lot of people trying to get out, and it was really a lot of traffic. So me and this tall gentleman, we just had the idea to close the door shut and push against to make sure if it was coming this way, because the bullets were getting louder, it was getting closer.
Gets out to this alleyway, which is already jammed with people. People aren't able to walk freely in this alley. It's pretty jammed up from people trying to escape. So for the better interest of the folks there in the alley, in order to try to get them to clear up, he decides to hold the door shut. The people in there trying to exit, he hears the shots coming closer from Omar Mateen. He's headed towards the side entrance, where his instinct and a tall gentleman's instinct was to hold the door shut.
We just kept the door shut and tried getting everyone as much space and as much time to get out. When I ran out and I dodged through a big hole in a fence, a gentleman collapsed right in front of the club. And at that point, we were still hearing what was going on, but my focus was helping him out, just dragging him. Unbeknownst to me, his arm, his left forearm was split in two. And then he also had a gash on his hip. And then I dragged him up a hill, found an officer. I took off a shirt, used it as a tourniquet for his arm. And then the officer grabbed something else, and we put it on his side, and we just talked to him and comforted him and just said, hey, you're going to be fine. He was controlled, he was calm, but he was saying he was losing a lot of blood, and I was trying to distract him where he's from and what does he do, and little small talk like that. And then another gentleman was walking back and forth screaming on the phone that he had a relative inside. He didn't realize he had a bullet sticking out of his leg, out of his inner thigh, and it was about this big, size of your finger. When I told them that, I took off my other shirt, wrapped that tourniquet around him, and then they were able to come within 5-10 minutes, the ambulance, and take both of them away. And at that point, the cops just said, okay, now go. Just go as fast as you can. Just get out of there.
You saw the man walking. You saw the bullet sticking halfway out of his leg?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
And he's walking around like he doesn't even know it's happened?
Come on, Mick and Kelly. This is why your stats are terrible. Okay? That was a dumb question. Okay, continue.
The gentleman that I was talking to, he didn't even scream with his arm. He had no clue. He knew something was wrong, obviously. The shock factor. It was a shock factor. It was awe.
Louise,
we don't even remember screaming inside the club. It was just mouths drop, you go, you go. He had no clue. He was bleeding from his jeans, and I said, you have a bullet sticking out of you. And then he looked down, and that's when it hit him, and he just fell, and then we took care of him. But his main concern was his family member.
Just a question for you. When you were holding the doors shut so that the shooter could not get out, but was there any concern that you might be keeping people fleeing the shooter?
All right, good. So you asked the right question. What you mean you held the door shut?
From getting out there.
No, yeah. Yeah, I was
Check out this awkward selfie as the guy starts to feel some emotion.
I was on my mind. There was banging, there was pushing of the door. I was on my mind. But at that point in time, I just tried doing what I thought would be best at that moment, because it was getting louder and getting closer. And I looked to my left, there was a good 20 people piling on top of each other, trying to exit out a small closet-looking door to the parking lot. And I pray that it was nobody trying to escape. And if they did, if they hid, if they got stuck, and you don't know what to do until that happens. And I just thought I was doing the right thing.
You were worried
I'm not a hero.
about getting
You're damn right you're not a hero.
trampled, in other words. So many people were coming into this small little corridor.
I didn't care about getting trampled.
Oh.
I wanted everyone to get out. My goal was making sure my best friend and these people had space, because panic and chaos was not allowing everyone to get through there. So by holding that door, it was only about 10 seconds, 15 seconds, it seemed like. I felt like that was enough time, and people made their way through, and then there was a gaping hole in the fence that someone busted through, and people figured out another route. So at that point, I didn't care.
Did you have any EMT training, with the tourniquets and your shirts? I mean, it was just instinctual, you knew.
Yeah. My mother had always told me, she worked in the medical field, she always told me what to do in that situation.
Alright, so you tried to provide blockage to the alley so they can escape. That's one hell of a judgment call, bro. How did it feel shutting in people as shots came closer? You didn't think, oh god, there's a bloodbath going on in there? That was your judgment call. You're damn right you're no hero. Alright, so he held it for 10 to 15 seconds. Here's where another giant question mark flies out of the ass of this Orlando case. How many exits were there? So, this is a 3-hour standoff. Okay, how many exits were there? Per fire code, you have to at least have 2, maybe 3. How is it that one guy with 2 guns could hold off multiple exits, keep these people hostage for 3 hours, and away from medical treatment when there are more than one exit? I don't think they did the right thing here. Anyway, thanks for tuning into the Dig Deeper Network. Thanks for following along. If you're just tuning in, subscribe down below. Let me know what you thought. Till next time.